Looks like we're good.
Are we on?
Yeah,
Okay, how come we can't see anything?
I don't know, but we are live.
We sit
We
on
are
it.
live on Facebook. I
Okay,
see.
let me just try to get
It's
back
real.
on. It's real, okay. Let me just
Yep.
get here on.
Oh, there
Okay,
you go.
got it. This meeting is being investigated. I mean,
Yeah,
investigated. How come we
Investigated.
can't see
Live
anything?
stream.
Oh, it's live stream.
live stream.
Oh my God.
You're always being
It's real,
investigated.
okay. Let me just- Well, with the damn copyrights I am. This meeting is being investigated. Why do I hear? All right, now I hear my double, Robin. Oh, live stream.
Yep, you got to put your volume down on your other device.
Why do I hear? All right, now I hear my double. Robin. Okay, is that better?
Yeah, because if you have that
I
volume
can't hear
going,
you
you're
at
going to
all.
hear that echoing.
Okay, is that better?
I don't
Yeah,
hear
because
anything.
if you
Am I
have that
supposed to hear
volume
something?
going,
you
you
need
can
to
turn the volume down on Facebook.
Oh, I
Yeah,
wasn't,
Facebook.
I didn't think I was on.
You can turn the
Facebook.
volume down on Facebook.
Oh, I wasn't, I didn't think I was on.
Turn the volume down on Facebook.
I can't get on.
Or
to it.
shut Facebook off.
I can't get on. to
Or
it.
shut Facebook
Why is it delayed?
There's two. I hear.
There's a delay. And if you need to either turn it off or turn your volume down. I have it right here, but my volume is off. Either turn it off, turn your volume down. I have it right here, but my volume is off. Either turn it off, turn your volume down. I have it right here, but my volume is off. Either turn it off, turn your
Okay,
volume down. I have it right here, but my volume is off. Either turn it
Oh,
off,
there it is.
turn your volume down. I have it
Hold
right
on.
here, but my volume is off. Either turn it off.
All right, I think I have it now.
Okay. Okay, thank God, because the
Oh my
echoing. It's like stressing me out. All right, but looks like we're live, so we're good.
Okay, everyone. So the cardio weekly live I usually do didn't take place yesterday because we usually do the demo. So instead, I thought I would bring my friend Robin on, who leads a 5-day sugar detox challenge, because so many people have this problem with the sugar and it's just so bad for you. And the more I've talked to the people, you guys in the group, I thought it would be really good just to offer you this resource. And Robin is really awesome, and she's been leading this for some time now. I met her in the virtual business academy during COVID, and we both learned how to do virtual online fitness. So that is how I know Robin. She's from Connecticut, and she's going to put her information in the links so that you can.
Yeah, I'll put the link and information in the comments when we're done.
Right, you can do that. And then I have my friend Susan here with me, because Susan, I trained Susan, and she is just known for her questions, and all she does is question me to death the whole entire time. I don't have the answers for you.
Well,
So-
let's see how we do. But thank you so much, Jen, for having me on. I really appreciate this.
Yeah.
And it's been a couple of years already since we met. It was like, God, I think it was like August of 2020.
I know.
Yeah, which is crazy. It's already like 2.5 years. And I did the first sugar detox. I think it was that fall. So I've done it probably about a dozen times, and have had a tremendous amount of success with so many different members who have learned a lot and have done really well and have been able to make real change after the sugar detox.
Nice.
So I appreciate you bringing me on. So
Well, yeah,
thank
because
you.
it's like, where one person has a problem, there's 10 people that follow them with the same exact problem. So both of us have many problems here.
We all have problems,
No,
and it's
reaching
a
out.
normal thing, and it's okay. It's okay. Food is a huge part of our lives. So many things have sugar in it. There are so many processed foods that have sugar in them. So, it's just something that we face, and it's something, in this country with the way that we eat and our food supply. And so we want to, combat that. And most people use this because they want to feel better and look better, and they want to kickstart their weight loss. And, if you're eating a ton of sugar and a ton of crap, it just makes it hard to lose weight. Plus, if you eat crap, you feel like crap.
That's
So
right.
when you eat better, you feel better.
That's right. It's so simplified. When you eat crap, you feel like crap.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's, flat out, that's the bottom line. So what did you want to know? Where do you want to start?
Well, how does the detox work? Is it just a 5-day, withdrawal.
So basically,
or total?
yep, 5 days of shaking and withdrawal. No, hopefully not. Although you may feel some kind of withdrawal symptoms. So the way that it works, I'm going to post the link. You guys will go ahead and sign up, and then automatically you'll be sent the sugar detox manual, and that'll explain how it all works. You'll also get a tracking form, and you're going to print 5 copies, one for each day. And that basically, you're just going to check off the different things that you're doing each day, drinking water and, eating well. But the sugar detox booklet will explain exactly how this works. But the basics are this: you're going to just look through, you want to spend a day or two doing this over the weekend, really maybe an hour, if that. You just want to go through your cabinets, your refrigerator and freezer, and just read labels. And what we're looking to eliminate here is added sugar. So that's sugar that is not naturally occurring in our foods. It's sugar that's added to our foods.
It's not fruits. It's more.
So it's not fruit. It's
About-
not fruit. Fruit is natural sugar. If you were to have plain yogurt, right? If you looked on the label of plain yogurt, you're going to see that it has total sugar.
Mhm.
That's naturally occurring from lactose, which is milk sugar.
Okay.
And but if there's added sugar, that's sugar that's added to it. So I always recommend that we always opt for plain yogurt.
Right. How about
Not flavored, because if you go for flavored, and that's with the different fruit, that's where they add in sugar and or artificial sweeteners.
Right.
So what we want to go for is plain. So we're looking to eliminate added sugar. And it's, for some of us, we like sweets. I totally like sweets. So if you have a sweet tooth, I'm right there with you. But there's a lot of, some people say to me, well, I don't need to do that. I don't eat, candy and cookies. But it's not just in candy and cookies. It might be sugar in a coffee drink. It might be even like if you look at the bread that you buy, there might be added sugar there. If you look at bottled salad dressings, there might be added sugar. Jarred
What will
sauce.
it say? Will it say added sugar?
It'll say, you'll see on the label, it would say added sugar.
It does?
Yep.
I'm
It'll
surprised.
say, I wish I had a nutrition label handy. But yeah, any nutrition label will say total sugar, and then under it, it'll say added sugar. So
then
it's the
how about
added sugar that we're looking to avoid. And
Right.
you might find it in, in items that you might think are healthy. It might be bread that might be labeled as, super healthy whole wheat, or, you think yogurt, you're doing a good thing, right? You think salad dressing. There's just all kinds of foods that you might get. Yeah. So let's see. Pasta. So look at that label and see, what does it say? I can't see it, but
Sugar
you
it
guys
says
can.
total sugar 0, includes 0 added sugars.
Right. So there you go. That doesn't have any added sugar being made.
That's something we could
It
eat.
does.
So then that would be good.
Sure. Sure. Well, I mean, yeah,
I don't.
I'm not going to say it's great.
I
You
don't
want to
like
have
to eat
you
that.
want
I
to add in, make sure that you're getting protein and vegetables. But yeah, that's part of the detox. And the purpose of the detox isn't to be perfect and eat perfectly healthy all week. Right. We're just trying to be healthier and do a little bit better, but get rid of those added sugars, because and there are a lot of reasons that we want to eliminate that, right? We may want to feel better, we may want to look better. Again, we might want to, kickstart our weight loss. Sugar affects us in so many ways. And I mean, also our teeth, right? What does the dentist always tell you, right? You don't want to eat a lot of candy and sugar.
And
Right.
soda.
Yeah, sugary drinks, and then some people think, well, that's fine because I drink diet soda, or I go to Starbucks and I get the sugar-free, whatever. But those artificial sweeteners, for the most part, also aren't good for us.
Mhm.
And they can mess with our gut bacteria. Our body reacts the same way in a lot of ways that it reacts to sugar. So I don't know if you've ever noticed that you eat something with sugar, you think, I'm just going to eat these couple of M&Ms. And the next thing you know, you've eaten the entire bag,
Yeah.
right?
some sort of
Because because it's addictive. Sugar leads to cravings, and artificial sugar will do that same thing.
Right.
And eating a lot of sugar or eating a lot of artificial sweeteners, that will also affect the hormones, your hormones that affect your hunger level, your leptin and your ghrelin. So leptin is the signal that we get from the brain when we've had enough food, and ghrelin is the signal we get from our stomach when we're hungry. So if you're eating too much sugar or artificial sweeteners, and other things like not getting enough sleep or whatever can throw that off too, you're just going to get the signal of your body saying, okay, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. And there's never anything that comes down from your brain to say, okay, you've eaten, you've had enough. So we just feel hungry, and eating and sugar makes us crave more sugar. And a lot of times, even like bread or chips or something like that might have added sugar and artificial ingredients that will make us crave more carbs and sugar. Yeah,
Okay, I have a question.
sure.
This is just in from a friend about alcohol. My friend wants to know how alcohol fits into this. My friend.
So alcohol has sugar in it, and alcohol will turn to sugar. And what happens when we digest alcohol is that our body, our liver, sees it as a toxin. And so let's say you have one drink. So maybe that's one glass of wine. And that's, a glass of wine is like 5 ounces, not what you might consider a glass of wine, right? If you could fit the whole bottle in your wine glass, that's many.
Very funny, Robin, very funny.
Or like one beer or like an ounce and a half of liquor. Any of those, one drink, it takes your liver an hour to process that.
What?
Your body will stop processing everything else. Your liver is not going to break down anything else. It's not going to metabolize anything else because it sees alcohol as a toxin. So everything else is going to stop, and your body is going to take an hour to metabolize that. So let's say if you're having
Like a Coors Light?
hour, yeah. So like one drink. So let's say you go out and you have, in an hour, could easily have a couple of drinks and maybe some nachos and a couple of potato skins and maybe a wing. All your liver is going to process is that one drink.
Right. Wow.
And everything else is just going to sit there, and then it's just going to turn to sugar. It's going to turn to fat. It's going to stay with you. You're not going to burn off those calories. The other thing that happens that when we drink is that everything seems like a really good idea. You have one drink, another drink seems like a great idea. Ooh, the cheese and crackers, that seems like a good idea. Now, and of course, we know, I always tell my people I'm anti-cracker because crackers have crack in them and they make us crave other things. And so then we just kind of keep going. And so with the alcohol, another drink seems like a good idea. All the snacks seem like a good idea. Then we overdo it. Then the next morning, we feel kind of crappy. So we don't necessarily feel like eating a healthy breakfast. We feel, what do you crave when you're feeling hungover or you drank a lot the night before? What's that? Pizza. I used to always, my hangover meal was always like McDonald's, that always, just, like a big greasy egg sandwich, something like that. You certainly don't feel like getting up and working out.
Hangovers, that's probably my problem.
Well, it always affects us in some way. But yeah, I mean, alcohol is a big part of it. But, once we start drinking, then we just want more, and we're more likely to, overdo it in other areas. But there are a lot of benefits to giving up sugar. And again, this is just a 5-day detox. So I would send all the information. You're going to get emails from me each day. And the emails will give you just.
Is it a lot of emails a day?
I'm going to send about an email every hour to make sure. I'm kidding. I'm not. You're going to get an email every day.
People here, just from me emailing. If I email too much, people don't like that. So that's why I was
it's just an email every day for the week.
Yeah.
But it's going to have a lot of useful, helpful information that you're going to need to get you through the day. The first day or two, you may feel kind of crappy because your body, especially if you're used to drinking, if you're used to consuming a lot of sugar and a lot of processed foods, your body will go through some type of withdrawal. So you may feel tired, you may have a little bit of a headache, you may feel kind of crappy. And all your
regular foods, like Beans or potato, like whatever.
We're literally just eliminating sugar.
Okay.
Which, again, added sugar. So if you're feeling crappy, maybe have a little bit of tea, definitely drink a lot of water, go for a walk, maybe eat a little bit of fruit. We were chatting about fruit before we got on the call, and, fruit does have natural sugar in it. But again, we're not, I don't know anybody that got fat from eating too much fruit, right? But I do know a lot of people who might struggle to lose weight because they eat too much fruit.
I think for me, fruit is an issue. Like
Yeah,
if
I
there's a bag of
recommend.
grapes on the counter, I can kill the whole bag.
Right. So we don't want to overdo it. I mean, it's everything in moderation. So, if you're overeating anything,
Yeah.
right, it's not like sometimes people think, well, if fat makes you fat. It's too much food makes you fat.
Right.
So, if you're overdoing fruit, that could affect your weight loss. Again, we're not necessarily going to gain weight from fruit. I don't know anybody that gained weight from fruit. And I've been leading weight loss programs for over 18 years. I don't know anybody that's gained weight from eating fruit, but I've seen people where they can't lose weight because they're eating too much of it.
Right.
You just want to remember fruit does have natural sugar in it. It is a carb, and it belongs in the carb space on your plate. So,
Right.
we just want to be careful and not overdo it. But, we're just looking to cut it out for 5 days. And then at the end of the detox, I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to add it back into your life in a way that's healthy and manageable. But
Right.
there are yeah, sure.
So like, I'm thinking to myself, if people do try this, then if you like the way you feel, that's motivation by itself. That's just one simple little step that you can take to start. So when we're
It's a
training
great start.
stuff like that, some days she comes on, some days she comes off, and it's a matter of like, I'm like, well, what is different? Did you sleep? Did you not eat? There's always something, but you can't like get everything at the same time. So I was just telling her last week, make one simple little small change, and that's it, just one little thing.
Absolutely.
So that's why I thought it was good for you to come here, because maybe you could try that one small thing with just the added sugar. That's it. One
Yeah.
small step at a time.
I noticed when I eat a lot of sugar, like watching TV, I think most people like around 8, 9 o'clock, they're just like looking for something to eat.
Right. And I find,
you go to
honestly,
bed.
most people, yeah, I mean, you could go to bed, but honestly, the reason why most people eat at night, it's kind of two main things. One, if you eat sugar and processed foods, you're going to continue to crave that, and you're going to want
Right.
to eat more of it. I also find most people, especially women, don't eat enough protein earlier in the day. So you feel okay all day, but then you end up being overly hungry at night because you didn't have enough protein earlier.
Right.
So
right.
what I've seen in my experience, and a lot of women do this, you think, well, I'm not that hungry in the morning, so I'm not going to eat a lot this morning, right? Why am I going to eat if I'm not hungry? Which
Yeah.
makes perfect sense, except, right, it sounds logical. But what happens is that you're not eating enough. So you're not getting enough protein. And then your body is used to, like, we can kind of get through the day. Like being hungry during the day feels a lot different than being hungry at night. Right?
It is,
Hungry at
because
night, you want to eat.
keep
So if you
yourself
start
busy.
to eat more during the day, and you eat more, like if you eat a higher breakfast that's higher in protein and higher in fiber, that's going to help you throughout the day, and you're going to end up eating less at night, right? We want to do most of our eating really by like 5 o'clock. You want to have eaten 3/4 of your calories for the day, or 3/4 of your food.
Right.
And then, that way, you're not sitting and eating all night, because otherwise what happens is at night, maybe you didn't eat enough for breakfast, you didn't eat enough for lunch, you think you've had enough, but you really haven't. And then you eat you ate your little breakfast. A lot of people say to me, oh, I had like a hard-boiled egg and some fruit for breakfast, or I eat like, a yogurt, or I have like a salad at lunch with some chicken on it. And then, you know, they eat their healthy dinner. And then at night, they're all of a sudden hungry. Well, you're hungry because you haven't eaten enough during the day and then so you eat, and then it's one thing after another. And it just turns into this, like, you know, 2-hour long feeding frenzy where you're just going and grabbing one thing after another. And you kind of just can't stop. I mean, it's literally, it's like being, you know, a crack addict or
Well,
something.
sometimes
where
I'll
you're
go
just
back
going
in.
back and forth.
I'll eat like some of whatever I put in the container to put away because I'm still hungry.
Right. And again, that's usually what I find is that most people don't eat enough in the morning. Once you start eating more in the morning, and then it's going to be easier at night, especially if you cut back on that added sugar. Now, some of the other benefits of sugar detox, you're going to have more energy. A lot of times, like, we eat sugar and we think, oh, great, now I feel energized. And then like a little while later, your body processes that really quickly. So then we have that sugar crash, and then we feel kind of crappy. And again, sugar is like, you know, a toxin, just like alcohol, and it just makes us feel tired and sluggish. So when you stop eating sugar, your body isn't dealing with those toxins anymore. So you're going to have better energy throughout the day. You're also going to be in a better mood, right? You ever notice when you're just like sitting and eating, let's say you start with a couple of M&Ms and then you just eat all the M&Ms, and then, you know, and then your mood just swings up and down all day. And a lot of times people don't realize they eat sugar. They think, oh, I'm so depressed, let me eat more chocolate. When then you eat more chocolate, then you're more depressed. So when cutting back on sugar can help with your mood, it can help with depression. It can just help you just feel better overall. It can help you sleep better, right? If you end up eating a lot of sugar, that's going to, again, it messes with the energy levels. It might trick your body into thinking you're tired. So you think you're going to go to sleep, but then you end up waking up a lot. So it can lead to like sleep disturbances, poor sleep quality. So then you just end up feeling tired all the time. If you feel tired all the time, then you're going to end up wanting to eat and eat more sugar the next day.
Yeah.
Robin, so this just in from a friend.
Sure.
So in order to do the 5-day sugar detox, do you have to eliminate alcohol?
You know, you could do whatever you want. I'm not going to be in your house telling you no.
Okay.
But
all right.
Can we go 5 days?
It'd probably be more effective, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be more effective, but a lot, you know, just a couple of other quick benefits. You're going to digest better. It's going to help you, you know, can kick off weight loss. Your skin will look better, right? If you notice like your skin is like red and blotchy or wrinkly or dehydrated, sugar really zaps your skin. It leads to inflammation, which can cause acne and that redness and blotchiness. So your skin might look better. You can actually feel better within those 5 days. You can end up feeling a lot better.
Because Deanna's here. So Deanna is the 12:30. She's coming in. Sorry to give a hard stop.
No worries. I am happy to answer anybody's questions. I'm going to go ahead and post the link in the comments, and anybody feel free to shoot me a note or shoot me a DM. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Robin.
All right. Thanks, Jen. Nice to meet you, Susan.
Bye, Robin.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. How do I get off? Robin, what do I do? Get off. How do I get off first?
Just hit end meeting.
End.